everybody, Caterina here. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, it's Easter season and I love this time of year. Tomorrow I'm having a small brunch here at my home, and one of the recipes that I will be preparing is Torta di Pasqua, a wonderful make-ahead recipe, simple to prepare. Now let's get started. We're going to start with the dough first because it has to rest. I'm placing 4 cups of 00 flour in my mixer bowl. I wanted to mention that I sifted the flour before I measured it out. You're going to need your dough hook. To the flour, I'm going to add half a cup of pure extra virgin olive oil, a generous pinch of kosher salt, 1 egg. I'm just going to mix it first. Okay. Stop my machine. I'm going to do a scrape down. For the final ingredient, 3/4 cup of purified water. The dough needs to knead for 10 minutes. I'm just going to let my machine do it. Once you see your dough coming together and releasing itself from the mixing bowl, you know your dough is ready. I did have to add an additional tablespoon of water. It was just a little bit too dry. You don't need any bench flour when you're working with this dough. All I'm going to do is stretch it out and make a long cylinder. I rolled it out to 12 inches. Now I'm going to cut it in half. Now each one I'm going to cut into 3 portions. Just going to bring it together in a circle, and I'm going to roll it and place them on my cookie sheet. I'm going to do the same for all of them. I'm going to brush the top of the little dough balls with olive oil. Now we're going to plastic wrap nice and tight, and then we're going to put a tea towel over the tray. Beautiful. And we're going to set this aside for an hour and a half. We're going to start with the filling. I'm going to prepare the spinach first because it needs to cool, and then we need to chop it. To prepare my spinach, I'm just going to cut out the ends. I'm going to add a little bit of clarified butter to my pan. I love sauteing with clarified butter, but if you don't have clarified butter, you can use avocado oil. My spinach has been cooked. I'm just going to set it aside to cool, and we're going to start with the onions. To saute 1 large sweet onion. I'm going to add some salt to help the onion sweat, and this will prevent it from burning. Now that my onion has been cooked, I'm going to add 1 chopped garlic clove. Transferred my onion mixture to my prep bowl. I'm just going to give it approximately 10 minutes to cool down. My spinach is completely cooled. Now I'm just going to tap it with some paper towel to remove all the excess water. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is just chop up the spinach. My spinach has been chopped. Now I'm just going to add it to my prep bowl along with my onions. 1.5 cups of dried ricotta. I took this out 2 hours ago and I allowed it to dry. 1 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. Now to bind everything together, 1 egg. I'm just going to scramble it before I add it to my mixture. A little bit of black pepper. Now you taste it and see if it's okay for you with salt. For me it's fine because the Parmigiano Reggiano is very salty, but if you feel that you need a little more salt, go ahead. I'm just going to combine everything together. And for the final little touch, a little bit of nutmeg. Fresh nutmeg. It wouldn't be Italian without nutmeg. My filling is ready. Now I'm just going to set this aside and we're going to start with our crust. We're going to start with our first disc, a little bit of flour, just a little bit, and we're going to roll it out to approximately 12.5-inch whisk. Almost there, almost at 12 inches. My 3 sheets for the crust are ready. Now I'm going to assemble them together. On the first sheet, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil everywhere. To sprinkle a little bit of 00 flour everywhere. Just a little bit. Now we're ready for the second sheet. I'm going to spread a little bit of olive oil on this as well. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of 00 flour everywhere. Now we're ready for the third sheet. There we are. I'm also going to give the third sheet a light coating of olive oil and a sprinkling of 00 flour. Preheat your oven to 390 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using a 10-inch springform pan. Now, if you don't have a springform pan, you can use a cake pan. I sprayed and floured my pan. I put a parchment paper at the bottom and sprayed and floured that as well. Now we're ready. I'm just going to roll up my crust, put my cake pan here, and I'm just going to roll it over. That's it. Okay, I'm just working the dough into the side. And we're going to place this in the fridge, and we're going to start with the top layer. Now for the top layer, I am going to only roll this out to a 11-inch disc. Now we're going to do the same thing like we did with the bottom layers. For the top layers, exactly the same thing. We're going to lightly coat with olive oil and a sprinkle of 00 flour. And the second layer, olive oil and a sprinkling of 00 flour. Layer number 3. I'm placing my pan on a tray. I'm just going to start filling my pan with the filling. With an offset spatula, I'm just going to spread this around evenly. I have a gravy spoon here. You can use any spoon you like. All I'm going to do is form a cavity inside my filling here, like this. Now you're going to have to be a little bit patient. I'm trying to form them. 5 little cavities here. Very gently, I'm just going to add a medium egg in each cavity. Now it does have to be a medium egg. Okay, now we're ready to put the top layer. Just going to place it right on top. Rest it gently. You don't want to break the eggs. Very gently, I'm just going to cut a little bit of the crust. Now I'm just going to pinch the bottom layer with the top layer and swivel. Pinch and swivel. Now, the reason why we do 3 layers at the bottom of the crust and 3 on top, because for Easter it's 3 and 3, and 33 was the age of Christ when he was nailed to the cross. My egg wash is 1 egg yolk and 2 tablespoons of milk. We're going to do a beautiful egg wash. This will give it lovely color. I had a little bit of leftover dough. I made a little cross. The final thing is we're just going to cut a little hole, and I'm just going to add this little pastry hook here just to allow the steam to escape. In my preheated oven for 50 minutes. I will check it. My torta di Pasqua was in the oven for 55 minutes. It's ready, and I'm going to say it, if you can only smell my kitchen. I'm going to allow the torta di Pasqua to cool down for approximately 15 minutes, and then I'm going to remove it from the pan and allow it to cool down for an additional 20 minutes. My torta di Pasqua turned out fantastic. I absolutely love this recipe. I used a serrated knife to cut a nice generous piece for myself. Oh my gosh, look how gorgeous! How beautiful is that? Now, Easter morning, this would be spectacular. I'm so very pleased the way my torta di Pasqua turned out. This is an absolutely spectacular recipe for the Easter season, for Holy Saturday, for Easter Sunday. I'm going to taste it for you. The ricotta, the parmigiano, the spinach. Absolutely spectacular. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I want to wish you all a very happy Easter. Buona Pasqua a tutti. And it's Caterina from my home to yours. Don't forget to hit your like button. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel. Ciao.